Hi, everybody over in Korea. This is Elsa, and
Joe.
and I will talk for a while. We've been very, very slow, as you know, about making a tape. I guess the real truth is we've been totally absorbed in our own little family here, and everything else seemed remote or else very hard to get to. I hope you know that we think of you and enjoy the notes you've sent and your last tape, which is very old by now and we haven't replied to till now. Oops, that's Matt. That's his favorite toy called cottage cheese cartons. And they sit on one of the low shelves in the kitchen and he just knocked them down. I've had to move the cookbooks and some other things when I learned that if I didn't move them, they'd be destroyed and I'd be going no, no, no all the time. And so now Matt has his own two shelves. And he's sitting there crying now because Daddy just went out the door to change the water. Anyway, please know that we've thought of you often, and the only reason we haven't recorded is we just get zonked by the end of the day and curl up and watch TV, and that's it. And we just never get to other things. But as you can imagine, the big feature of the year has been Matt Joseph Ursig, Prince of Overton Street. He really is a wonderful person. He's probably the nicest person in the whole world, in fact. It's amazing when you don't have a kid. There's Matt. Daddy will come back. It's okay. When you don't have a kid, kids are all alike. And you can't figure out what's so good about kids till they're 10. You know, at least that's the way I was. I couldn't imagine what you did with them. Well, when you have your own, you really learn. Because from the first day in the hospital, it was like he was one of the gang. And he's been one of us ever since. And when he was a month old, we thought he was just like us. And when he was 3 months old, we thought he was just like us. We figured he could do anything we could do, and we knew him that well, and he wasn't like a little baby at all. And then every time he got older, we'd laugh and say, oh, we thought he was so mature before, and look, he couldn't do anything. Well, that's been happening for the whole first year. And now that he's quite outgoing and demonstrative, we just can't imagine that he ever wasn't here. It's as if he's 45 instead of 1. Well, we're doing this on the night before his first birthday. This is the 29th, and it was a Saturday last year that he was born, the 30th. And so today we realized he was just being born when we were at Fred Meyer's shopping. Tomorrow's his big birthday party, and what started as just having Joe's mother over for ice cream and cake turned into, inviting his brother and his sister-in-law and the kids, and then the other sister and brother-in-law, and turned out to be the whole local contingent. So I've been making a giant potato salad and cutting fruits and doing all the things you do for summer. And we're going to have a group of about 15 family tomorrow for hamburgers outside and lemonade for the kids and vodka punch for the grown-ups because it's supposed to be about 95 degrees tomorrow. And I made a chocolate angel food cake for Matt. I've never made one before. I've made angel food, but this is chocolate angel food. You know what they say, when you start giving them eggs at about 6 months, you should just give them the yolks for a while because they're allergic to the whites. So I saved all my whites and froze them. You can freeze them. And got a big batch for an angel food cake. So I've made a couple angel food cakes. Neither of us had had angel food cake with chocolate frosting in just years. So we really gorged on it after the first batch of egg whites. Anyway, I hope it's a good day tomorrow. Poor little Matt won't know the difference. We're going to do all the eating and drinking, but oh, he'll have a good time. He knows his family. He knows who they are. You can probably hear him in the background because Joe's been walking. We're going to chop down a cherry tree. We discovered some aphids eating up the leaves on this old beat up cherry tree that we have. And we thought all of it would fall onto our beautiful row of old lilac trees because the cherry tree's growing right in the middle of them. So Joe's gonna. Oh, he does? Oh, just a sec. Okay, I'm back. Matt's all cleaned and changed and upstairs with his dad. I guess he's not chopping down the cherry tree. It's too late in the day. But I saw him walk by with an axe, and I thought that's what he was going to do. Anyway, it was going to drop the bad leaves on our beautiful lilac trees, and that scared us, so he's got to get rid of it. It doesn't bear any fruit anymore anyway, so I guess that'll be next weekend's project. We can't quite keep up with projects around here, with watering and weeding and repairing and all that. The big project has been Joe's dark room. One of our brother-in-laws is a carpenter, and so Joe hired him, having had plans drawn up. This is the conversion of a room on our upstairs, which used to be a kitchen, when they rented out the upstairs separately. You know, it was a two-family dwelling at one point. So they really gutted it out. The only thing they used was the piping that was for the kitchen sink. But they took everything out, and he had custom-built, beautiful cabinets and doors and drawers and panels and all the things he needs to store his papers and chemicals and drying racks and the whole business. So it's just about done now. Today they put on hardware and put a louver panel in the door and all kinds of things, finishing things. So that's been the big project this spring. The next big project and the last big project in the house will be if and when there's another baby, which we hope will happen. We would need another bedroom, and at that point we would take the third floor, which is very shabby, to which we've done nothing so far, and we would really fix it up nice. Right now there are 2 bedrooms and a bath and lots of storage and a hall, but it's very tacky, and it could be beautiful spaces in there. It's peaked roof, you know, so you could rip the walls and have beautiful kind of A-shaped rooms, which aren't existing now. One of the rooms I've been using as a studio. The other room is a very shabby spare room. You know, not very pretty for guests, but that's where Mom stayed when she was here last. Before I go any further, I certainly wish to thank you for both the beautiful little pictures of Angela Lee and the gift for Matt for his birthday. Both came just about a day apart this last week. Angela Lee is a beautiful girl. She's so grown up now. She looks like a real child, not like a little baby at all. And the print for Matt is just perfect. It's very much like him. It's little and cute and very, very nice. We both like it, and Matt will learn to like it when he knows what it is. I guess he doesn't even know what it is yet. But it's really appropriate for him, and it's up in his room now. The biggest current news is our visitors of last weekend, Jack and Peggy Warnick. We had a phone call Sunday morning, and they were in Roseburg visiting friends and wanted to drive up. So late Sunday afternoon, they were here, and oops, there goes the door. Oops, big wind. Anyway, they came for dinner. We had a steak barbecue and lovely evening. They were just the nicest people and looked terrific. It's amazing how he never ages. He's the same age as Dad, and I think of Dad as an old man, really, and Jack is like a young man. Well, he's been very healthy all his life, that's one thing. He's never gotten fat. Anyway, we had a nice visit, and Monday morning they were going to leave right away. They were just coming to say hello, and we begged and begged for them to stay over, and finally at least they stayed till the afternoon. So we all went out to lunch together, even Matt, and sightseeing around Joe's studio, where there are some old shops, or new shops, in the old buildings. And we had a nice visit. That was a special treat. As far as other family goes, we finally went up to Tacoma. We don't go very often and hadn't gone in a long time. But it was my birthday, May 25th, and Dad's birthday, and we haven't celebrated with him in years. And I really wanted to see Anita and her new husband, Bob. And she had called the month before and said, "Oh, please try and come." So I decided that would be my birthday present to me. So we went up for the weekend of my birthday, which was on a Saturday, and we got to visit everybody. And first we went to Alan and Sandy's, where we saw most of the people, but Neil was in the hospital because he had been hit by a car and had broken a leg. It's nothing serious beyond breaking a leg, which is very lucky, because when they first said he was hit by a car, I was kind of frightened. But it's just sort of a hard ordeal. He has to be in traction for some weeks. It might be just about over by now. And then he has to be in a cast for more weeks. But he was in very good spirits, and we visited him in the hospital after having been at their house. All their kids are tall and lean. They're really lovely kids. And little Lori did gymnastics for us. She's just like a rubber band. She's very, very limber. They're all tall and thin. None of them are paunchy kids. Even the little guy, and the little guy's 3 now. He's not even a baby anymore. But anyway, it was a nice visit there, and Alan has lost weight. He looks very good. And then we went to Jack and Lily's, and we saw everybody but Craig. Todd was home for the weekend because it was Lisa's bar mitzvah, Lisa's confirmation. So we saw him briefly. Um, Mark, they're all grown up. They're not like kids anymore. They're adults. Lisa's a beautiful girl, very much like Lily, and also like Jack. Her mouth, her smile, and dimples are just like Lily. And she's very pretty, like Lily. But something around the eyes is just like Jack. But she looks like a fashion model. She's very lovely. Um, the amazing thing is that none of them are kids anymore. Little Craig wasn't around, so maybe he's still a kid. But all of their other kids are very much grown ups. They do what they want to do and believe in what they believe in, and they're not little kids. They're like we were the last time we saw each other, practically. You know, getting into college and finishing high school and all that. And then Sunday, we stayed overnight Saturday. We didn't go up Friday. We went up Saturday morning and stayed overnight with Anita and Bob and had a very nice dinner and evening with them. Seems like a very good marriage. Anita looks wonderful, very relaxed, very natural looking. None of the makeup and kind of fixing up that she used to do. Her husband Bob is just like a great big teddy bear. He's kind of big and chunky and kind of longish hair and a big beard, very smiley. And he's a psychiatrist, and she's also very involved in mental health. She's a therapist. So they don't talk about their work that much, but they seem fine. They're just very happy together. And then Sunday morning, we picked up Dad and took him to brunch for our mutual birthday, so he got to see Matt. He's the same as he has been for a while, neither as thin as he should be, nor as fat as he has been. Um, he really is still too heavy, though. He's had some pain in one leg, which is, I think, some sort of after effect of the stroke, where the blood vessels aren't as open as they used to be. They're more clogged or something. All he can do, I guess, is take hot baths for comfort. Um, there's not much that can be done at his point. I would like to say that he's in good spirits. He seems happy. We don't ever talk about Mom or the shop or any of that, because the minute we do, he turns into a crazy man. So as long as it's talking about Matt and baseball and basketball in the house and all that, he's in very good spirits. Um, he's not well, though. There's no way to say he is well. It's a miracle he's lived as long as he has. To live to his age, with his afflictions and his habits, just amazes me. So I suppose that's one reason to get you to come home if you want to see your dad. Um, I think it's just incredible that he hasn't really gotten seriously ill. He does not live well. He eats too much. He's not relaxed. He's abused his body for 30, 40 years, yet he just keeps going. But it can't go forever. At some point, it's going to happen because he isn't well and he doesn't move well. He doesn't sleep well. He naps during the day whenever he comes. He breathes heavily. He limps because of the hurt in his leg. So it's not all great. It's remarkable that he's as independent as he is, really. A lot of people before they're 65 years old, or 66 he is now. Let's see, 5 and 2, 67. He's 67. They go and they're thin and they didn't smoke cigars and they didn't overeat and they didn't do a lot of things he did. So it's amazing. He's still hanging on. I guess he's still a pain in the neck to Ellen and Jack. He just barges in whenever he feels like it. Because whenever I get a phone call from him, it's from down at the shop. It's Esther who's dialed and said hello and then hands the phone over to Dad. He doesn't have a phone at his house. As I get close to the end, I realize I shouldn't start any great big new topic. I'll just jabber a little bit. What can I jabber about? Our yard. We have beautiful ferns. We have wild strawberries. We have fruit trees that don't bear fruit, just decorative fruit trees. We have some climbing plants on the fence. We have a wisteria vine that's starting its 3rd year and really growing over an arbor. So that's getting very pretty. And we have roses and bluebells and pansies and daisies and mint. It's a very pleasant yard. We hope tomorrow's a good birthday because it should be very sunny and nice out in the yard. One thing we haven't done yet is really gotten lawn furniture. We finally bought a little round glass top table and 2 chairs for us for Sunday morning breakfast, but we don't have any chaise lounges or swing or even any outdoor chairs. So we got to bring some card table chairs up from the basement, I guess, for the birthday party. We just tend to be the kind that either stand up or lie on the grass, I guess. We haven't really done formal entertaining outside. But we would like to get a porch swing. We saw one in the Ward's catalog, a wooden swing that hangs on chains, and I would just love it because I could sit out at dusk with Matt and rock and wait for Joe to come home. And, in these hot days, something like that is nice.